We weren't gone long, and they were here when we left. They went to fetch Lady Wildwood, explained the breathless maid, who was now rushing down the stairs toward them. Shona thought her name was Jana. She was one of the new women Ileana had hired from the village. Lady Wildwood? Lady Ileana's mother, Jana explained, looking worried. She fled that Greenweld fellow that forced her to marry him and headed here, but it appears she fell ill or something, for she made it as far as the border of Dunbar, but no farther. A servant rode to the castle to say a wagon would be needed to bring her the rest of the way. Lady Ileana and Duncan headed right out with Lord Angus and 20 men to fetch them back. Shona nodded at this news, then turned back as the small party came to a halt before them. She watched in silence as her brother lifted his wife off his mount. The moment her feet hit the ground, Ileana was running around to the back of the wagon. Duncan was quick to follow her. Shona saw her brother climb into the back of the wagon and stoop to pick up what at first appeared to be a bundle of heavy cloth. It wasn't until he was back on the ground and walking toward them that Shona could clearly see that his burden was a woman. It was only her hair, trailing across his arm and toward the ground in lank salt and pepper waves, that revealed her gender. There was no way to tell from her battered features. If Lady Wildwood normally looked anything like her lovely daughter, there was no sign of that now. Her face was puffy and blotchy with bruises, her lips split, and her nose was swollen so badly that Shona could only assume it was broken. From the way the woman was whimpering and flinching with every careful step Duncan took, the rest of her body had not fared any better. It must have been a hellish journey for her. Shona's gaze slipped away from the woman's ravaged face to her brother's expression. Any questions she might have asked him were immediately swallowed back. He was furious. Curious now, Shona caught her father's arm as he made to follow Duncan up the stairs. She held him back and waited a moment before asking quietly, "Jana said that was Ileana's mother?" "Aye." His voice was sharp and short with the same anger Duncan was carrying. "What happened to her?" "Greenweld," Angus said with disgust. "The English took his fists to her. She was forced to flee for her life." "And came all the way here?" Shona asked with amazement, thinking that surely there was somewhere closer in England that she might have sought sanctuary. "We're kin now through Ileana. She knew we could keep her safe from that bastard husband of hers, and wouldn't turn her back over to him when he comes to demand her back," Angus said grimly, then followed the rest of the party up the stairs and into the keep. The bailey seemed unnaturally quiet once the doors had closed behind them. "I'm thinking 'tis a shame you weren't leaving today," Alistair commented quietly, drawing Shona's attention away from the closed door. "Aye," Eildra agreed. "Distracted as they are with Ileana's mother, they may no notice our being gone for a bit." Shona nodded slowly in agreement, then shook her head. "Nay, we'll stick to the plan. We ride out tomorrow. They most like still willna notice our absence for a bit. Greenweld's treatment of Lady Wildwood will have them all fired up for a few days." Alistair scowled at the closed doors and shook his head. "Bloody English. Cowardly bastards taking their fists to women." He turned a hard look on Shona, his eyes burning. "If Sherwell ever—" "He'll not," Shona interrupted firmly. "Aye," Eildra nudged her brother in an effort to jolly him out of his sudden dark mood. "Shona'll no be here for him to treat her in any way. We're seeing to that, if you'll recall." "Aye," Shona forced a smile.